President Zelenskyy today.
Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
It's been a tough thing to watch as an American, watching the Brits and and all others react to this embarrassing, exchange and toxicity that we saw unfold.
Beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
A lot of people are saying that this was set up. I said it was definitely theater. That at the very end, I understand Trump said something like, "This is going to make great TV." And he also said that he was glad this was happening in front of the cameras so that the American people could see what's going on, or something like that. And so obviously he was glad that he was being filmed, and he took full advantage of that by being a tough guy, saying all these things. And J.D. Vance sounded like he started it. I mean, he dove in and began to push Zelenskiy. So there was a good cop, bad cop kind of thing going on too. So I have to say, it did strike me that this was not, I don't, maybe not pre-planned, staged, but it was something where they certainly were not, they didn't hesitate to jump in and make this into a barroom brawl.
You think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
I think a lot of the upset was the way in which they talked to him. In the Oval Office, of all places, to a head of state and government, so, and the fact that this looked like some kind of mafia shakedown. You better do this. You better sign this, or it was just the rudeness of it. And so I think among the American people too, all of my friends and others who've it is really the idea that it's not so much the issue itself, although I think they disagree with the issue too. But it was really the how bad the American leadership looked to the world, and how ashamed we should be that our leaders act that way.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment.
What happens now is that Marco Rubio and Waltz talk to their counterparts in his delegation. Right now, I'm sure they are gathered somewhere, and they're trying to figure out, okay, how do we untie this? Because at the same time, they want this mineral. Both sides want the mineral deal, and the negotiations with Russia. This is part of it. This is part of it. So they don't know. Neither side wants it to be the end, but I think it's the end for at least today.
Your people are very brave, but you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out.
The path forward is to sign this thing, but I think Trump is going to want to get back on the phone with Putin, give him a brief. This is what happened. Just give him an update the way you would have with an ally. He's going to give Putin an update. I met with Macron, met with Keir Starmer, met with Zelenskiy. This is where they are, and this is where I am. And then they'll probably have their group that met in Saudi. They'll meet again somewhere. And there's another group meeting in Istanbul. I'm not sure if they're still meeting, but that was to do the nuts and bolts of the diplomatic relationship between the two countries. So I think this thing's moving forward. This in and of itself will not stop the process, and I think Putin will continue to hammer Ukraine.
Mr. President, is there no deal? Mr. President, can you tell us about, is the deal